So in this video, we will finish agriculture and food management from the economic survey. So this is part 4. So first let us start with some basics. Like if you want to study agriculture, we need to know what are its inputs, what are its outputs. So in input we have basically the pre-harvest and post-harvesting. So in basically, if you want to write the answer, we can write it basically from the perspective of land, soil, seed, irrigation, fertilizer, and credit. So here also we are going to discuss based on this only. And in post-harvest we have marketing, pricing, processing, and export. So first with some basics. So what is the total area of Karnataka? I think it is 1,91,791 square kilometer, which is around 5.83% of the Indian subcontinent. Then we have what is the percentage of the land of Karnataka that is under agriculture? So that is nearly 58.59 percentage of the land in Karnataka is in agriculture. Like if you want to know the number, so we will remember as 111 lakh hectare. And what is the average land holding in Karnataka? The average land holding in Karnataka is 1.36 hectare. Then if we have to know about other facts that are given in the economic survey, they are the area and population. So area, as per area, Karnataka is the seventh largest state in India, and it occupies 5.83% of the area of the overall India. We have seen this one. And if we just look at the Karnataka, which is the district that has a maximum area, that is Belagavi, and which is the district that has very small area, that is Bangalore urban. Then in terms of population, we rank 8th with 5.05%. So 5.8 is when it is for the area, and 5.05 means the population of the southern states will be less, right? So this will be also lower than 5.83. So it is 5.05, and the maximum population is in Bangalore urban and the least is in Kodagu. Then we have to know about how is the land classified. Generally it is mainly classified into agricultural land, forest land, and non-agricultural land. Forestry means where the forest and all is there, means where the natural vegetation is present. Then we have non-agricultural land, means that is generally used for housing, industries, and other services. It is non-agricultural land. In the agricultural land we have again three classification. They are net zone area, fallow land, and grassland with pastures. So in net zone area, we generally grow the agriculture products like cereals, pulses, oil seeds, etc. And in the fallow land further is can be classified into three types of fallows based on the year, how many years we have left it free without any cultivation. So if we have left the land without cultivating for 1 year, it will be called as currently fallow. If we have left the land for 1 to 5 years, it will be called as fallow other than current. And if we have left the land without cultivation for more than 5 years, it will be cultivable wasteland. Then we move to some other facts of Karnataka's land, that is what are the land holdings. So how do we classify land holdings? So we classify the farmers based on their land holdings as marginal farmers, small and medium and large. And they are mainly classified on the based on the amount of land they hold. So marginal farmers means those farmers who have less than 1 hectare of land. Then small 1 to 2, semi medium 2 to 4, medium 4 to 10, and large greater than 10 hectares. So here we have to also remember the word conversion also. If they give in acres, we have to just convert 1 hectare is equal to 2.5 acres. Just multiply this with 2.5. Then we have small and then this two factor very important. Like 80% of the farmers are generally small and marginal farmers, means these two category. They form about 80%, but how much land they hold? They only hold 44% of the land. And these farmers, small, medium, and large, they are only 20%, but they hold around 56% of the land. So this is a very high level disparity seen in the land holdings. Then we have to know about the production facts also, like what are the values of production in the last year, which is given in economic survey. So there was generally decline in the production in the state of Karnataka as compared to the previous years. So why? Mainly because there was drought in the state. And so all the products, means all the agricultural products will have will show a decline in the production value, except one, which is that is pulses have not shown any decline, they have actually increased. And the product that has remained constant is tobacco cultivation. So this has remained constant and pulses has increased. Then we have to also remember the toppers, who are the means which grow the maximum area. So first we go with cereals. In cereals we have rice and wheat. Rice is maximum grown in West Bengal, wheat in Punjab. Then pulses, Madhya Pradesh, oil seeds in Rajasthan, cotton in Gujarat, sugarcane in Uttar Pradesh, and tobacco in Andhra Pradesh. And with respect to area, all the crops have shown a decline in the area, mainly because most of the land is currently converted to other NA lands, especially for the commercial purpose and housing purposes. So generally, the agricultural land is also on decline. So all the types of land currently fallow, whatever type of land may be, they are declining actually. They are using land for some or the other purpose. Then we have to also know about the facts related to cropping pattern. So Karnataka is divided into 10 agroclimatic zones, and the maximum growth occurs in Kharif, followed by Rabi, and then Zaid. Kharif means rainy season where we go cotton, groundnut, rice, and all. And Rabi means winter where we go wheat, barley, mustard. Zaid means the summer season where we go the crops that are rich with fruit like pineapple, watermelon. Those things are comes under Zaid. So this follow this order only: Kharif, Rabi, Zaid based on the production. So if we want to look at the crops which have the maximum production value, so we will mark them as sugarcane, cotton, pulses, oilseeds, and tobacco. Then this one is not important. This we have studied in our geography. Then we have soil. We have to know about soil health card scheme. So what is the soil health card scheme? It is a scheme which was launched in the year 2015, mainly to know about the macro and micronutrients present in the in the soil. If we know what are the micro and macronutrients in our soil, so we can clearly make the decision on what kind of fertilizers can we use for our crops. The the ideal ratio for the macronutrients is 4 is to 3 is to 1, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK. But what is the actual? I think it is 8 is to 3 is to 1, I think, is the state in most of the states. So when was this launched? It was launched in 2015 and by the Ministry of Agriculture, and from where? From Suralgarh of Rajasthan. And the soil testing is done once in 2 years. It is not done whenever we want. So they measure the macronutrients like NPK, micronutrients like iron, zinc, copper, and secondary nutrients like sulfur. And they also measure the physical parameters like what is the pH of the soil and all. And one important fact with respect to Karnataka is Karnataka, there are 30 soil testing labs and 29 of them are static and one is mobile, means in the mobile van. And these are some other facts which we have to remember. The highest and the longest tunnel is in Arunachal Pradesh, that is Saila, is AILA. Then PL480, this is a type of variety which Indira Gandhi asked from the US. So this we got imported from 1965. Then we have Seed Act of 2002, where farmer can get the IPR for the seeds that they have got through interbreeding. And then there is also provision for the company needs to pay in case of failure to germinate, means the as per Seed Act, like the farmers are going to buy the seeds that are promised to give the higher yield. So if it's failed, the company needs to pay them as per the Seed Act of 2002. Then for doomsday, we have a vault at Changla in Ladakh for India. And then we have to also know about the Bharatiya Bija Sahakari Samiti Limited, which is a cooperative which was established in the year 2023. Then tube-well irrigation is maximum, which is has been exploited, and in Karnataka only 45% of the land is irrigated and rest is dependent on the rainfall. So 50 lakh hectare is irrigated of 111 lakh hectare. Then we have at subsidized rate, farmers are given the certified seeds with a higher replacement ratio in all the three seasons of Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid. So this is also easy. We can remember this. Then we have plant protection. Plant protection means what they are going to give subsidies on the pesticides. About 50% subsidy is given on the pesticides that we buy. Then what kind of relief government gives if the crops are damaged? So if the crop is affected by the fungal wilt disease, this is as per the economic survey. If the crop is affected by the fungal wilt disease, especially the red gram or the pigeon pea, they are going to give the compensation. And it is not for the all district, it is specially for the districts of Kalburgi, Yadgiri, Bidar, and Vijaypur. So we can remember like code like BVKYC. So here C will be remaining silent, means it will be smaller one. So only four districts BVKY. Then we have reward scheme. So this is a very important scheme. The reward expands basically for rejuvenating watersheds for agricultural resilience through innovative development. So this is a scheme that has been sponsored by the World Bank, and the 30% of the funding has to be given by the state and 70% funding will be given by World Bank. What it does, it mainly aims to improve the watershed management purpose. What will happen if the watershed management is improved? Definitely the plants will get the more crops, so the yield also increases. So this is important because it has World Bank has chosen Karnataka as a leader state in this. So they are calling it as a lighthouse state. That is nearly leader state only. Then we have Krishi Bhagya. So this is an old scheme that has a mention in this year economic survey because they have restarted it. Actually, this was shut down by the BJP government, but now when the Congress has come again, it has reintroduced this scheme. This is Krishi Bhagya. It was earlier launched in the year 2014 when the Congress government was there. What it was basically for the watershed development only. It means they used to give money for the creation of water tanks or Krishi Hondas. So how much amount is sanctioned now? Currently 100 crore is sanctioned for this one. Then this is PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So this is a central scheme. So this is central sponsored scheme. Means 60% is by center and 40% is by states and of Ministry of Jal Shakti, and it was launched in the year 2015. It is basically an umbrella scheme where all the schemes that are dealing with the water are clubbed under this umbrella scheme called as PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Like for example, we have micro irrigation program, we have accelerated irrigation benefit program, and integrated watershed management by RDPR. So in Karnataka, there are around 62 watershed projects that are being implemented under this. Then we have Atal Bhujal Yojana. One important factor for this Atal Bhujal Yojana is that it is a central sector scheme, not a sponsored scheme. So think like Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So he was a central leader, na? So it is a scheme related to center, not the states. So it was launched in the year 2019 under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So it is also sponsored by World Bank. It mainly aims to provide underwater, especially not provide underwater, it basically aims to improve the underwater basically in the semi-arid and arid states of Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Rajasthan. So these are the southern states and these are the northern states. There are 4 northern states and 3 southern states. Remember, like this in the bottom we have Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, which we know that in Karnataka, especially North Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, we know that will Bayalu, Simi and all, na? So that will be part of Tamil, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. Then Maharashtra, of course, that is also part of the Deccan Trap, so it will also have less groundwater than Madhya Pradesh, center of the country. So it will be dried because of the continentality. Then Gujarat, we know it is dry only, and Rajasthan is also dry. So in these semi-arid areas, Atal Bhujal Yojana is applicable. Then we have to know about the schemes or some facts that are related to fertilizers. So what is the idle ratio? Idle ratio is 4 is to 3 is to 1. And what is the current consumption? It is 8 is to 3 is to 1. And India is the second largest consumer of the urea after China. And we provide the second largest subsidy after food. And the nutrient based subsidy is a market regulated one, while the urea is 100% government control. Means if you want to buy any urea based subsidies, the it is totally the price of this urea based subsidies is not as per the wish of the company, but it is controlled by the government. What the government says this should be the amount, so the shop should also keep that amount. But if it is other than urea, based on the soil health card, they say that this nutrition is come for your land, so you go and ask that particular nutrient, then that will be costing you separate. So that will be the market regulated price, not the government one. Government only funds for the urea based. So when we are talking about urea, we should also know about urea gold. So what is this? This is a new kind of urea where like this will be applied to soil and the dispersion rate of this is very low. So how what is this gold color comes from? This comes from sulfur and it is very cheap. Generally new technologies are generally costlier, right? But no, this is cheap one. And then we have IFCO, that is Indian Farmer Fertilizer Cooperative Limited. This has been established in Gujarat and it has developed a nano liquid urea. This is basically instead of using one big bag of urea, they are giving a urea in bottle that very small. So we can substitute this from this. So put this urea in water and then use it. Then we have some schemes for agricultural impacts, means mechanization. So first scheme is farm mechanization scheme. So from the name only it is clear, it is basically subsidy specifically to buy the farm mechanics, means basically to buy the mechanized substances for our farm. So they are going to give around 50% of the subsidy and for general category and 90% subsidy for the SC farmers, and the subsidy cannot be greater than 1 lakh, means they are generally giving for those small tractors that are there, na? So for that amount only 1 lakh rupee is subsidized. Then we have Krishi Yantra Dhara Yojana. So this is basically custom hiring center. Basically, if the farmer does not want to buy because he has a small farm, so he can just rent. So similarly, if he has those needs, he can go to these custom hiring centers called as Krishi Yantra Dhara, and there he can get it rented. This was started in the year 2019 by the Department of Agriculture, and its tagline is towards high-tech agriculture. Then we have other facts like Inspiration Day. We should remember this because this has been declared this year 17th March. From now every year will be celebrated as the Inspiration Day to because it is a birthday of Dr. Puneet Rajkumar. Then we have Agriculture Processing Scheme. Now, what are the different agriculture process scheme that are there in the central government and state government? So first one is PM Kisan Sampada Yojana. Whenever we face the things like Sampada Yojana, it is mainly related to processing. So it will be handled by Ministry of Food Processing. So and it is a central sector scheme. Mainly, what it does it mainly deals with the processing of agricultural products and modernizing the processes and decreasing the agricultural wastage. Then we have Karnataka government SC, SC and ST tribal subplan. So this is mainly to give the 90% subsidies, especially to the SC ST community, and the maximum subsidy is also 1 lakh rupees. Then we have PM Vandan scheme. We know that this is for all tribals. Then we have declared MSP for MSP and MFP. Then we have Matsya Sampada Yojana. Again, we arrive at this term Matsya Sampada. Means this is also relating to modernizing fishing or agriculture processing. So here Matsya is there. So we just add fish to it. Means basically modernizing the fishery sector and processing of the fishery products. This is by Ministry of Animal Husbandry, which was launched in the year 2016. Then we have some insurance scheme. So most important insurance scheme is of the central government is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So this was, I think, it launched in the year 2016 actually, and then it mainly provides insurance coverage. How much? 2% for Kharif, 1.5% for Rabi, and 5% for the commercial crops. And one important fact about this is there is no upper limit on the government subsidy. So whatever may be the size of your land, that much amount of premium, that is 2%, 1.5%, and 5% is given by the government. And it also worked on the model called as Yes Tech model. Then we have Karnataka Raita Suraksha Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So this is the adaptation of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana into our state, and this was done in the year 2023. And like they are also giving the insurance, and the method that they are deploying here is, just remember these two methods. One is a crop cutting method, and another in the settlement of claim method. And then for this in Karnataka, we have to register through a portal called as Fruits portal. So if you are registered to Fruit portal only, then you can get the benefits of this Fasal Bima Yojana, and it is applicable in all the districts except Bangalore rural, urban, and Kodagu. So two, for these two districts it is not applicable. Then we have to know about the facts that are related to organic farming also. So India has the largest area under the organic farming, and that too in but not in terms of yield, in terms of area only. If we look at the yield, we will be placed at ninth, and our major export destination is USA. So we should also know about some schemes of the government of India that are related to organic farming. They are Pradhan Mantri Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, Zero Budget Natural Farming, then Evergreen Revolution by MS Swaminathan in East India. Then what are the schemes of government of Karnataka in this aspect? So we have organic farming adoption and certification scheme. Then we have Raita Siri Yojana. So this is basically Raita Siri Yojana is basically dealing with the millet cultivation. So like it was introduced in the year 2019. They give, they mainly give subsidies. Like if for cultivating more millets, they are going to give around rupees 10,000, and if you are setting up a processing factory of the millets, then you are getting rupees 10 lakh rupees, or the 50% subsidies on your total cost, whichever is more, whichever is less, sorry. Then we have organic carbon mission. So what they are doing here is they are growing organic plants and trees, they absorb the carbon dioxide. So that this is called as urban organic carbon emission, and this is mainly to increase the carbon sequestration. So they will generally choose the plants that mainly absorb more carbon dioxide, right? Which are those plants? They are diancha and sunhemp. So they are going to give around 75% subsidies to cultivate these two plants. Then we have other schemes like PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, that is around 6,000 rupees, which is given by the central government. So it is a central sector scheme that is in without an election stunt in I think 2019. Then we have government of Tamil Nadu has become the first state to encourage the contract farming or private farming in agriculture. So this is in fact. Then we have Mukhya Mantri Raita Vidya Nidhi program. This was launched in the year 2021 by government of Karnataka to encourage the children of farmers to pursue basically higher education. Generally, this was for the girls from 8th, 9th, and 10th, and if they are boys, it will be after 10th. What do they do? They basically provide scholarships. Then we have Rashtriya Krishi Vikasa Yojana. So this is an older scheme actually. It came in the year 2007 under the Ministry of Agriculture. This mainly aimed to boost the investment in the agriculture sector. So Rashtriya Krishi Vikas, how will the Vikas happen if we pump money into it? So basically improving the investment in the agricultural sector. Then we have rain-fed area development, which is now known as Rashtriya Krishi Vikasa Yojana Raftar. So this is also a central sector, central sponsored scheme which has 60-40 contribution, which was launched in the 2014, and its main aim is to increase the productivity in the rain-fed areas. Means where there is no rain, which is dependent on the rain only. So what are the ways they can do to increase the water in this so development of different kind of project. So for example, KC Valley project in the Bangalore region, especially in the southeast of the Karnataka region, where the water from the Bangalore that is uh, waste that is processed and further sent to groundwater, which further improves the river health. So and then we have Yettinhole project that is especially in the North Karnataka region. Then we have agricultural marketing schemes. So we have two schemes. One is of the government of Karnataka, and which are very similar, that government of Karnataka, and one other of the government of India. So by government of Karnataka, the scheme is called as Rashtriya E-Market Services Limited. So this is basically unifying the APMCs across the Karnataka state. So we know this in terms of central scheme, like we know this scheme ENAM. So this is the Karnataka's version of ENAM. We were the first to implement this. From this only the central government took the idea and implemented in it. So Rashtriya E-Market Services Limited, it was by government of Karnataka. That is a unification of the APMCs across the state. Then we have to know about the ENAM, that is Electronic National Agriculture Market, which came in the year 2016, and it is by Ministry of Agriculture, which is 100% by the central government. It also unifies the market across the country by integrating the APMCs. So wherever you feel the products are good with the price as less, you can purchase or auction your agricultural products. And this is implemented basically by the cooperatives called as Small Farmer Agri-Business Consortium. Then we should also know some basics about the concept of MSP and FRP. So what is this MSP? MSP is basically the minimum support price. So to avoid the farmers loss even on the crop they cultivate, to ensure that the minimum get this much amount of price if they cultivate this crop. So for those crops only MSP are earned. For 22 crops and plus one, 22 plus 1 means 22 crops and one sugarcane, MSP is announced by the government. So in announcement also there are two aspects. One is the recommendation, and then it comes the announcement. So who recommends them? Like what should be the MSP for this crop? It is recommended by the CCAP, Commission of Agricultural Cost and Prices, and it is announced by the CCEA, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. So generally think remember it like who will announce it? Politicians are going to announce a scheme, na? But who will formulate them? It is basically by the bureaucrats. So bureaucrats will be heading the commissions generally, like UPSC, KPSC, they are bureaucrats who are heading them. So but the Cabinet Committee is headed by the Chief Minister. So they are going to announce these prices. Then what are the methods that are used in MSP calculation? There are general three methods, and we use the second method. So first method is E2, means only the government is giving the amount that mainly cost of the inputs. So if they have spent around 100 rupees for the crops, they are going to give only 100 rupees. E2 plus FL. E2 plus FL next means what is the input cost, then followed by the family labor also, like how many people of the family have worked on it, they are also considering this. Then followed by C2, that is comprehensive cost. Here the rent of the land is also considered and all. Currently the farmers are demanding actually 1.5 times of C2, but actually the government is giving 1.5 times of E2 plus FL. So this is currently in application, so the farmers were demanding this. Then there is no legal backing for this MSP, and it is not for the horticulture crops, because we have different schemes for the horticulture, and this is not applicable for horticulture, commercial crops, and plantation crops. And but copra is an exception under this. Then we have FRP. This is basically for the sugar canes. Then what is under this backing? This has a legal backing actually. MSP does not have a legal backing. Na? This remunerative prices have the backing by the EC Act of 1955, that is Essential Commodities Act of 1955, and it is specifically given for sugarcane. In FRP also they are giving two types. One is announced by the central government and another one is by the state government. FRP is announced by the central government, while state government announces state advisory prices, that is SAP. Generally it is observed as SAP is greater than FRP. Then we have minimum floor price scheme. So this scheme, I think it was launched in the year 2019, mainly to prevent the distress sale of the agricultural produce. So this was also one of the reason why many protests happened in Delhi and Punjab region. Why? Mainly uh, because one part of this was they were allowing the contract farming and all. Others were many issues were there, but that is not important for us. Then how it is implemented? It is implemented, government of India gives the price support scheme. Means for example, like they ask you to grow rice, and the price of the all the farmer grew the rice, but the price of the, as the rice is high in the state currently, the rice price will definitely fall. So whenever in the market the price is 50 rupees, so the government asks you to sell your rice at 50, the rest 50 is there na, this is given by the government. So this is price support scheme, means you can sell your product in the distress, but the additional amount will be given by the government. And government of Karnataka gives the floor price for the agriculture, horticulture, and commercial crops. And this year the following, this for this year in Karnataka, the following are being procured, that is safola, sunflower, and turmeric. Then we have a scheme called as Atma scheme, which expands to Agricultural Technology Management Agency, which was launched in the 2005 under Ministry of Agriculture. This also mainly aims to promote the mechanization of agri-tech. Then other fact, one more fact is Kerala has a maximum startups, which was established in the year 2023. Then we have Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. This is under NABARD. It was established in the year 1995. Mainly gives you loans to invest in the agricultural infrastructure. Like say for in your village, you want to have a you can say a cold storage facility. So for that also, RIDF fund, which is handled by NABARD, they are going to give you money under priority sector lending is a major source for this fund. Then we have Urban Infrastructure Development Fund. In urban infrastructure also there is a lot of fund requirement for the agriculture, na, for the storage, transportation and all. So if you are investing in that, that is also given by the Urban Infrastructure Fund, and this was launched in the year 2013. And the bank is NHB, that is National Housing I think National Housing Board, I suppose. And the priority sector is also the lending is the main source for this one also. Then we have Kaheka Nidhi. So this is basically for the APMC workers and Hamals, where the medical expenses and the amount for the final rates are given. For example, 25,000 rupees is given for the medical expenses, and if the person dies, around 10,000 rupees is given. And if there is any surgery, 1 lakh rupee is given. Then we have Raita Sanjeevani. Raita Sanjeevani is basically by the Karnataka State Agricultural Market Board, especially for the farmers in case of injury or death. They are also giving like around 10,000 and 1 lakh rupees. This is also a little bit easy to remember. Like Sanjeevani, it is clear na, something related to medical and all. So they are going to give the money in case of injury or death, 10,000 rupees in case of injury and 1 lakh rupees in case of death. Then some facts about agricultural startups. So what are there are, I think three things are there that we have to know. One is a map, that is mentoring and acceleration program, where where the agriculture universities like ICAR, CSIR are going to train, basically mentor the farmers for the startups that are related to agriculture. Then if you want to set up based on the mentoring, you will get the financial aid through financial assistance for the new agriculture innovation, where around 50% subsidy or rupees 5 lakh rupee to 20 lakh rupee is given to you. If your business becomes successful, you have to expand it, right? For the expansion also, like financial assistance for scaling up of business is given here. Also subsidy is around 50% or 20 lakh to 50 lakh rupees given. Then government is also pushing for these farmer producer organizations. What are this is basically the collective effort to get the right price to and to avoid the middleman menace. Means the government is encouraging the farmers to club themselves, so to form a united group so that they can effectively bargain for their prices, because there is farmers are generally not that united, so they sell their products to different people with a different price. So as a result, their bargaining capacity goes and they generally sell in the distress. So the government is asking FPOs to be formed more, like it is a now and central sector scheme, and they aim at around 10,000 FPOs. So it is basically 100 FPOs per state, and but the Karnataka government, being much more ambitious, has taken the target of around 750 FPOs, that is 250 per year. And currently there are around 486 FPOs. Then we have horticultural crops. Some information about this one also we'll study. M.H. Harigowda, sorry, M.H. Marigowda is called as a father of horticulture in India. It is mainly important for the Karnataka perspective and also for the national perspective, because one third of the contribution to the agriculture is from horticulture only, and around 4.8%, you can call it as nearly 5% of the GSDP of the state of Karnataka is dependent on these horticulture crops. And one important fact is they can be grown in the dry regions also. So we have only around like on 118 around 45% only is rain fed. Now for the rest 65% we can grow these horticulture crops. For this, for the growth of the horticulture crops, we have this mission called as National Horticulture Mission, which was launched in the year 2005 as a part of 10th five-year plan by the Ministry of Agriculture, which mainly aims to increase the productivity of the horticulture crops. And under this National Horticulture Mission as an umbrella scheme, we have certain schemes like Operation Greens and Minimum Floor Price, and its name is currently under change. So the National Horticulture Mission is currently called as Comprehensive Horticulture Development Plan, because it has implemented, or it has taken into consideration of the other aspects of horticulture like research and development, especially in the disease. For example, yellow leaf diseases, which is generally found in the areca nut in Karnataka, and it also provides a compensation in case of loss around 40%. Then we have National Mission on Edible Oil. This is basically for the palm oil. We are the largest producer, consumer, and importers of the palm oil. So we should be aiming for the self sufficiency of the edible oil, no? So only this national mission for edible oil has been given. And also for the issues of the international relationship, especially with the countries like Indonesia, we need to be self sufficient. In Karnataka, this is mainly being planned to implement in the Kaveri Krishna basin, because this is a water loving crop. And Indian Institute of Oil Palm Research is in Andhra Pradesh. Then we have Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. It is by the central government Ministry of Agriculture in 2015, mainly to promote the resource-based, integrated, and climate-resilient sustainable farming. Basically, it is basically use of the traditional methods that were used for the agriculture, means use of manure, use of manual plowing, especially make the crop as organic as possible, something like that. And then we have Kshama, we can call it something like that. That is Karnataka State Horticulture Mission Agency. So this is registered under Society Act of 1960 from 2005, and it is an implementation arm of the National Horticulture Mission in Karnataka. Then we have Karnataka State Mango Development and Marketing Corporation. So this is under Companies Act. They know that in mangoes there is lots of profit, so they have not made this society. So this is under the Companies Act of 2003, which was established in 2011. It has headquarters in Bengaluru. And This has both the aspects related to mango. One is the backward linkage also, then we have forward linkage also. Backward linkages means they themselves will be owning the inputs, like in mango is the input for this na, so they will be basically having the farms which grows mango. For example, Reliance Industry itself has oil, it sells the oil. It also has the oils in the Middle East na, oil mills it has, not oil mills, what we call it, oil reservoirs it has in the Middle East only na. So that is backward linkages, and forward linkages means it only gives the services. For example, we have Reliance petrol bunks, that is the giving service na. So backward linkages and forward linkages are owned by this Karnataka State Mango Development and Marketing Corporation. So like where is the backward linkages? It is in Srinivaspura, Kolar, and the forward linkages is in Chintamani, Chikbalapur. Then Karnataka State Spice Development Board. Remember it, like Spice Board of Karnataka is in Hubli, and it is also under society registration. Like why? No profit. And recently the budget has been established. In the budget there they have established a spice park in Chikmagaluru. Karnataka Grape and Wine Board. So this was established in the year 2007 under the Societies Act in Bangalore, mainly for the wine processing policy of 2007. Then we have Sasya Siri scheme. That is basically, this is an Sasyasiri is basically e-portal. From the name only it is clear na. Sasyasiri means small grafts or something, small saplings, you can think like that. It is basically by the NIC portal where it is going to facilitate the farmers to get information related to grafts and seedlings which they can buy or take, and they can plant there in their farms. Then we should also know about the apiculture. Apiculture means related to honey. Apiculture development program where they cultivate the honeybees for honey, wax, and pollination, and for jellies. And one important scheme under this is the rehab scheme. This is by the Minister of MSME, mainly implemented by the KVAC to avoid the human elephant conflict using the honey. And it is being implemented in the Assam and Kodagu in Karnataka. Now we have some schemes related to animal husbandry. So why are the animal husbandry important? Mainly because for the animal produce recreational activity and for the biodiversity maintenance. So there were some diseases that are mentioned in the economic survey which we should be remembering. Blue tongue disease is a viral disease. Anthrax is a bacterial disease. Avian influenza is a viral disease seen in the birds and humans. FMD, that is foot mouth disease, is for cattle and it is a viral in nature. Brussels is a bacterium disease. Then we have National Animal Disease Reporting System. So National Animal Disease Reporting System, this will be there in all levels, for at the taluka level, at the district level, at the state level, and at the central level. Where the information, if there is a disease that are seen in this level, they will just transfer the information from this, and from the upper to downer level, we will get to the vaccines and or medicines to cure it. This is basically that one. Then we have Anugraha Koduge scheme for shepherds. Basically, it is basically compensation in case of accidental death of the cattle. So if the cattle is around 3 to 6 months old, they are going to get around 3,500 rupees. If the cattle is more than 6 months old, they are going to get around 5,000 rupees. Then there is an establishment of leather processing plant in Sira in Tumkuru. And this Tumkuru is also known for other things. For example, helicopter manufacturing unit, coconut and coir industry, and the second largest solar plant that is has been named as Shakti. Then we have goat milk project where it has been established for the first time. For the first time, it has been established in Kudgi. It is in KMF. That is by KMF, and that Kudgi is in Kodagu. They have targeting around 500 liters per hour is the target. And piggery development, like Karnataka government want to establish 10 piggery breeding stations. This is a list, but as the number is very high, we can ignore it. Then we have comes to poultry development. Poultry means chicken development. So major breeding and rearing centers, especially they want to establish for the breed called as Giriraj. Then we have schemes for milk producer. They have increased the incentive of rupees 5 rupees per liter, and around 1200 rupees as a compensation will be given if their cattle suffers from the lumpy skin diseases. Then we have Samagra Go Sankula Samriddhi Yojana. This is mainly to develop healthy indigenous breeds like Sahiwal, Ongol, Devani, Thar Parker, especially the development of the indigenous breeds by use of artificial insemination. So we have to know from which states these are. Gir is from Gujarat. GG, you can remember that. Sahiwal is from Punjab. From the name only it is clear Sahiwal, something related to Punjab. And Ongol, Andhra Pradesh. Thar, Rajasthan. It is very clear. Thar, Parker. Thar vehicle we know, Rajasthan. Then Dioni, Maharashtra. Then we have to also know about the indigenous breeds that are related in Karnataka. That is Amrit Mahal, which is found in the areas of Chikmagalur, Hassan, Shimoga, Hallikar, Mysore, Mandya, Kolar, and Bengaluru. Kilkar in North Karnataka, especially Belgaum, Balkota, and Bijapur, and Malnad Gida, which is found in Western Ghats. Then we have to know some basics about Karnataka Milk Federation, that is KMF. This is under the Ministry of Cooperation. It was actually established in the year 1945 in Kudi, Kodagu, but it was renamed, or it has been in 1974 as Karnataka Dairy Development Corporation, which was supported by World Bank. Remember, like we got freedom in 1947, so just remember reverse this 1974, but actually it was established in the year 1955, and it has been renamed as KMF in the year 1984, and it has 14 milk unions under it. Then we go to fishery sector. So Karnataka has a coastline of around 320 kilometer, and we have also been awarded as the best coastal state for the year 2022-2023. And facts related to these fisheries are, like in Karnataka, inland fishery is more productive than the coastal fishing. Means in the coast we produce less fishes than in the inland tanks and all. If we look at the ranking, inland ranking of Karnataka is 7th, while the marine ranking is 5th. And what is the contribution of this fishery sector to our GSDP? It is around 0.57 percentage. And we have a continental shelf of around 27,000 kilometer in our state. Then we have credit card have been also extended to the fishery sector. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. We saw that basically this is development of the fishery sector by giving them processing and all. It is from the time frame of 2022 2025, 60 is to 40%, which was started in the 2016. Then we have MPDA. This is basically Marine Processing and Export Development Agency, which was started in the year 1972 under the Ministry of Commerce, that mainly promotes the export of the marine products. Then we have Fishery Distress Relief Fund. So what is this? This mainly is the amount that is given to the fisheries if fishermen when they are injured or died. If they get injured while fishing, they are gonna get 1 lakh rupee. If they die, they are gonna get 6 lakh rupee. Then Matsya Vahini, from the name only it is clear. Vahini means Vahan, something related to that. They are going to be given e-auto to sell their fish and value added products. Who? Fishermen. Then some other facts we will just glance over. Navodyama is basically for the food processing. Yes, tech model we saw that this is for the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Raita Siri was for the cultivation of the minor millets, and 10,000 rupees was given via DBT. Organic carbon mission we saw that it was for Diancha and Sun Hemp, where it is will be get converted to green manure and 75% subsidy is given. Then we have to also know about the Karnataka share at all India level, especially in the livestock census was. In livestock, Karnataka has 5.4 percentage, and in poultry 6.9 percentage. India ranks first in the world in terms of buffalo milk, ninth, and Karnataka ranks ninth among India in the milk production. What does it contributes to GSDP? 3.78 percentage. And goat milk project is in Kodagu. We know that. KMF also has the new outlets, especially in Dubai and Kerala, which is named under the brand Cafe Moo. And it also gives around 30 lakh liters of milk per month to the scheme of Telangana, which is Arogya Lakshmi scheme. Then it has also won the award like highest grossing business partner award of 2022-23. Then maximum electricity is consumption is the sector is the agriculture, followed by the domestic. Then water also agriculture sector maximum consumption means water is also maximum consumption by the agriculture sector more than domestic and industries. What is the total installed capacity of power in Karnataka? It is 32 gigawatt, and renewable 16 gigawatt installed capacity, where maximum is there in solar followed by wind. Other than this, we have cogeneration, hydro, that is min hydro means small hydro plants, then biomass, waste to energy. And then Karnataka has ranked the first rank in the scheme of Uday dashboard, that is Ujjwala Discom Assurance Yojana. Belaku, this is electricity basically for the unelectrified household, mainly in the rural areas. Then what is the average road length in Karnataka? That is 47.6 kilometer per 100 square kilometer. Means if there is 100 square kilometer of area, we can guarantee that 47.6 is under metal road. And Karnataka is the third in terms of road network. That is Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh followed by Karnataka. Chief Minister is the head of the Karnataka Road Regulatory and Development Authority. Then Karnataka road safety policy was launched in the 2015, mainly aims to reduce the accident by 25%, fatalities by 30%, and 75% of the black spots have been rectified as per our economic survey. Avalokana is basically departmental processes or the status report. Then Karnataka has one major port and 13 minor ports. Karnataka has been ranked second among the southern states in terms of urban teledensity. Camels, this is important. Camels is basically capital adequacy, asset quality, management, earnings, liquidity system, compliance. This is basically for the supervisory rating in the banking sector. Then NABARD manages scheme that are generally related to agriculture also and related to environment also. We can guess based on these ones. For example, Green Climate Fund, National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, Adaptation Fund for UNFCCC. So that's about, I think, agriculture and food management. So I think in one or two videos it will be completed. So thank you.